Hello there, welcome A to Z Sports. Good to hear from you guys. We are here at St. Thomas Sports Park, recording this on the midday at this point of Saturday's practice, day 2 of a 3-day weekend for the Titans here at training camp. A lot of padded practice this weekend as they get ready for a road trip to Tampa Bay and then Atlanta with a couple of joint practices and preseason games coming up. I'm Easton Freeze, joined by JT Runke once again.
And our friend.
And our friend, either Olga or Bertha.
One of the two.
I would ask, but I don't believe she's speaking to us at the moment. The other one is right over there. So we're with both Olga and Bertha here. If the Titans are watching this, don't be mad. We didn't play with the toys. We just wanted something cool to put in the video. And people know.
And away from the noise.
And folks know who this is. And it's very loud over there. That's the primary reason we walked all the way over here. So thank you for being a part of our video, whichever one of you are. We have two big things to talk to you about from today's practice, and do you mind if I get us started here, JT?
Yeah.
Was a practice with fans back in attendance, so folks were here, happy, excited to see their new quarterback. And the big thing for me, as we saw a little bit more red zone work today than we had previously, not much red zone to speak of all of training camp so far. They've been working a lot in the middle of the field and on third downs. They'll get to red zone periods eventually. They just haven't prioritized that yet. And today we saw the longest red zone period yet. The first team offense was a little sloppy in that period. And this is where my one big thing comes into play. I think the Titans offense needs to kind of put their money where their mouth is with all of the offseason talk. They have, since the beginning of the calendar year 2025, been talking to us about how they are identifying these self-inflicted negatives, the sins as they call them, and they have done a ton of research on how bad they were with these last year and how it directly led to them being such a terrible team in 2025. And it's something that they have worked really hard with this bespoke offseason program they've built to build accountability and leadership, I would say, are the two words that come to mind. And that's what they are hoping will foster a, for lack of a better term, tightened up ship. You see what I did there around here. And they have been relatively sloppy at times in a way that I think the actions maybe don't quite match the words just yet. Now, it is August 2nd. There's a lot of newness and greenness and growing pains for these young offensive players that, there's a little bit of leeway that I'm giving them. I'm not panicking by any means over some of this, but, to start that red zone drill, Cam Ward and company commit 2 first down penalties that turns 1st and 10 from the 20 into 1st and 25 from the 35. They scratch and claw their way back to a 4th and 4, I believe, a play that Cam tries to roll out. It probably would have been a sack. It's pass completed to one of the receivers who I'm forgetting who it was, but it was short of the sticks. It wouldn't have been a first down anyways. And to top it all off, there was a holding penalty called on the offensive line. So all that mess was negated by the flag. And they don't even get to attempt the field goal. They walk off, and the second and third team come on, do a better job, by the way. And there was a touchdown thrown to a guy that you're about to talk about here in a minute. And then when the first team gets back out there after the second and the third team go, they end up having to settle for a field goal because the play that would have kept them in position to keep marching down the field was deemed a sack on Cam Ward. So just sloppy work. And then to add insult to injury, in the neutral drills right after that, the period right after that where they're back to the middle of the field, a gorgeous ball on the first play in that period from Cam Ward to Calvin Ridley, just drops it in the bucket with ease, and Calvin drops it. It was a groan-worthy moment here. Everybody was very excited and then very disappointed in a short period of time. So I'm not saying this is time for panic over a Titans offense not quite tightened up the way that they want it just yet, but I am saying that all of this talk, all of this work that they have spent 2025 enacting needs to start resulting in what we see on the field. And today we saw a little bit of that ugly 2024 Titans offense rear its ugly head.
Yeah, nothing has come easy yet. I think that's the way I would describe it as well. Nothing has come easy for this first team offense, and it's hard to say that when you have a quarterback who has not played an NFL snap yet in the regular season. And so you're battling not only that and his development, which we heard from Nick Holtz finally today and hearing about that development. We heard from Denard Wilson and his thoughts as well about continuing to throw everything, throw the entire kitchen sink at Cam Ward and the rest of the offense and try to kind of, trial by fire with him. But you kind of combine that with all of these penalties and drop passes and miscommunications. It just makes it even that much harder for this team to get on the right track. And not only that, but it also kind of, I would say, makes the urgency, something that we've talked about a lot this past week, even more urgent because you go on a road trip.
More urgency.
Yes.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
You go on a road trip in 4 or 5 days to face a really good defense in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I totally agree with you on that one. My big takeaway, though, is also going to focus on some of the good parts of the offense because it wasn't just doom and gloom today.
It was not a bad practice.
No, it was not.
There were just some ugly periods, that's all.
Yes, I think it was overall a bounce-back day for Cam Ward in the offense. Nick Holt
fair.
said that Cam Ward is now, in his opinion, stacked 2 good days on top of each other overall in practice, but
they finished the install, by the way.
Yes.
Just a programming note. As of August 2nd on Saturday, they have officially done the install. The offensive players know all of the plays they need to know. Now they have to do them well.
Yes. And one of those players who is looking like they are doing those well is a rookie in wide receiver Alec Ayumanner. Really showed out today, I think. You talk about those touchdowns that we saw earlier today from Tim Boyle. I think both were Tim Boyle. One was Brandon Allen, maybe.
At least one was Tim Boyle. Maybe both. I don't know.
Yes. The one in particular, though, Tim Boyle.
Apologies to Tim Boyle, who I'm not paying as much attention to as the Cam Ward throws.
Tim Boyle on first and 10 at the 20 in red zone just unleashes one down the side of the field to Alec Ayumanner for an easy touchdown. Was able to get really good separation against
Jamari Harris.
Jamari Harris, yes, and was able to haul that one in. That wasn't the only play he was making in one-on-ones. He was creating a lot of separation today, and he's continued to do that, including when they did one-on-ones on Wednesday. I thought he looked really impressive there. And then not only with Tim Boyle, but the connection between him and Cam Ward is also really starting to show. On third down drills today, they connect once again for a strike where Alec Ayumanner makes a nice curl route, finds the first down, and they get to move the chains. So there's a good connection from rookie to rookie happening, and he's also picking up the offense seemingly very well no matter which quarterback he's playing with, which I think is a very good sign for a team that desperately needs youth in that position.
Yeah, a very good day for, I think, a good receiver. I have been partial to Alec since long before he was drafted by the Titans. I continue to talk about him glowingly here on the A to Z Sports YouTube channel. At this point, you probably think that I'm biased. That's because I am biased. I like Alec a lot, and I think that he's going to be a good receiver, and he had a good day. So I'm going to give a bonus thought here because I just remembered that this happened today, and we should probably talk about it. I wrote about this at A2Zsports.com, so I'm about to mention some numbers that I'm pretty sure are right because I wrote about them like 20 minutes ago. But if they're not right, they are right in the article. So go and read Search Easton Freeze on A2Zsports.com. Thank you. The kicking situation for the Titans. Another area that is not, let me just go ahead and say, there's nothing that happens this time of year outside of injuries that are cause for panic. But they are cause for, interesting. I'll take note of that. Let's see where this leads us over the next month. And the Titans might have another kicking problem. Here are the facts. When John Fossil was brought in to be the new special teams coordinator by the Titans in the spring, they cleared house in the kicking department as well. Got a new kicker, got a new punter. There was some sadness by fans when Ryan Stonehouse was not retained as I believe, an RFA, and they go and they get Johnny Hecker to be the new punter. That is at least a decision that I can understand because the team has told us that they fundamentally want a different type of player at the punt position, and that's what they got in Johnny Hecker. Stonehouse was not the kind of punter they wanted. Fine, whatever. At kicker, Granddaddy Strong Legs, Nick Folk, free agent, apparently not really entertaining even bringing him back in the first place. They go and get Joey Sly. Now, is Joey Sly a full decade and change younger than Nick Folk? Yes. Is he somebody that seems to kind of be this coaching staff's, or at least John Fossil's, guy? Also yes. Does he have a stronger leg than Nick Folk? Also yes. But in the last 2 years, when Nick Folk was a Titans kicker, he was north of 95% kicking field goals and missed a grand total of 2 of them. In that same time span, with the Commanders and the Patriots, Joey Sly missed a grand total of 12 field goals and did not eclipse 80% in either of those years. He is, in my opinion, a worse kicker than Nick Folk is. A significantly worse kicker? I don't know, man. It's a kicker. But the Titans have had a lot of bad kickers in the last decade. And I'm not saying you have another one now, but I am saying when you stack up the past couple of years of track record for Joey Sly and the fact that the Titans worked out a couple of three kickers this week, as reported earlier this week by, remember who reported that?
No.
I think it was on Around the NFL, so go to aroundthenfl.com, you can find it there. And so if they're working out other guys, which I didn't think was a thing until today, he had a bad day, it's like, well, I don't know, maybe. We heard from John Fossil at the podium afterwards, who John Fossil would, you and I could try out for special teams. He'd have some nice things to say. He is a hype man of all hype men. And so he, said nice things about Joey Sly, but acknowledged that it was a bad day for him. It was really only one bad day, right? It's not like Joey Sly's been struggling out here. So I'm not trying to pile on Joey Sly or say this is a concern. But I am saying, just see how he does in the preseason before we just assume that the Titans have gone from what was a finally fixed kicking situation the past 2 years with consistency in Nick Folk to now Joey Sly. I don't know that it's going to be quite the same.
Yeah, like you said, not a good day, but it's his first bad day. And the kicking problem only becomes a problem until they bring another kicker in.
Right.
So
Actually,
it'll be...
like, sign him.
Yes.
Yeah, which they've not done
so
yet.
It seems like if they were truly worried about this kicking situation, they may have actually signed a guy like Cade York, who they tried out this past week, to come in and have competition here and now with Joey Sly. But that's not happening yet. So until that happens, I would bank on the team being content with what they have.
Yeah. So that'll do it for us. JT, we will be back here tomorrow, and we'll be doing another one of these. Same place, similar time, A to Z Sports. Keep it locked for JT and Olga or Bertha, whichever one you are. You beautiful machine, animal, woman? I'm not sure what
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for being here. We'll talk to you tomorrow.